What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael and welcome back to another Fallout 4 discussion on Fudge Muppet. Today I'll be taking you through our thoughts on the Institute being in Fallout 4, what the trailer shows us to suggest the Institute will be involved, and what this means for the upcoming game. So besides the trailer, I want to firstly point out the old Kotaku documents that mentioned that the Institute would be in Fallout 4, and that these documents seem to be correct about a lot of things so far. I mean, they showed a depiction of the protagonist that basically looks identical to the man seen in the trailer, and they even mentioned there would be a voice protagonist, and then we heard the protagonist speak in the trailer, so there's reason to believe they're right about the Institute too. For those of you who don't know, the Institute is a mysterious organization within the Commonwealth. It is known to possess advanced technology, including the ability to produce androids of high enough quality to pass as humans, sort of like the replicants in Blade Runner. It's also known that Robert House attended here in his youth. So looking at the trailer now, let's look at Scully Square. We have the android shot right here, which is still a point of debate, but in my opinion, he pretty much is an android. I mean, look at the robotic hand, and more importantly, look at the machinery on the face. People have been saying that it could just be a cybernetic enhancement or blah blah blah. However, who goes and gets part of their face ripped off and augmented so that they can have chrome alloy cheeks? I mean, even if he was injured, his neck is made of exposed machinery, so if your neck's blown off, you're gonna be dead anyway. It's pretty much an android. We've made a video on this. If you want to check it out, you can, and the existence of androids implies that the Institute will be playing a role in Fallout 4. I mean, they are the creators of these androids, so it'd be silly if they weren't. We also think that the faction known as the Railroad would play a role in the game, helping the androids escape the Institute. Moving on, have a look at this image here that we found on Twitter, courtesy of Vault of Daedalus via Mr. Matty Plays. This map has been put together to estimate the size of the Fallout 4 map and pinpoint where locations are and where they exist in proximity to other places. So the Institute here is across the river, and where the memory den was located in Scully Square is over here, which is a decent way away from the Institute. So if the Institute doesn't have full power over the civilized areas in Boston, perhaps Scully Square is a base or headquarters of the Railroad where they have androids being helped, or maybe even androids like our mysterious stranger looking one over here are helping other androids escape, shown by the damage he's undertaken because of all the close calls he's been having in his actions. Memory Den, if you haven't noticed, is this club type looking thing, and we think this could work as a club on the surface, but also could have a secondary function where androids can go to have their memories wiped. This would allow them to live freely and not know that they're actually androids, like Harkness in Fallout 3, who truly thought he was a human. Going with the assumption that everything is on the down low here, or that Scully Square is a safe haven, it begs the question of the power of the Institute. Do they control law in Boston, if there is any, and are they the main body of power within the game? Within the trailer, we also have an abundance of technology. We have robots everywhere. The Protectron here, the iBot in Diamond City, along with the Protectron type robot serving customers, and a Mr. Handy. Now, if you look back to the map, Diamond City is very close to the location where people think the Institute is, which would make a lot of sense. Perhaps they are supplying all this technology and have control of Diamond City. The other thing we see is vertibirds in multiple scenes. We also, however, see guys with power armor inside the vertibird, so whether they belong to the Institute, the Brotherhood of Steel, or a completely new faction is a bit of a mystery. I'm thinking Brotherhood of Steel, but it's hard to say. Here we have a blimp or airship type thing accompanied by vertibirds, which could belong to the Institute because they do have a lot of technology, or it could belong to the Brotherhood of Steel, and that's an interesting discussion in itself. We'll discuss that in another video coming very soon. So tell us what you think. Do you think the Institute is this big authoritative power, or do you think the Brotherhood of Steel will play a bigger part? I mean, if the power armor figures are the Brotherhood of Steel, which is likely, then perhaps they're fighting against the Institute. Perhaps the Brotherhood of Steel wants to keep all this technology out of the hands of the general public and disagrees with the creation of androids. Do they treat them like robots, or are they actually people? Or maybe they're in alliance with the Institute, trying to help them catch escaped androids and are searching for them in the airships and vertibirds we see shining spotlights over the city. It all depends whether or not they take the traditional Western philosophy with tech hoarding, or if they've adopted a more help the people approach like the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3. One bonus thing which is very interesting is the USS Constitution here. Now it looks like it's been modified to fly in the air, and the reason we think this as well, it's on top of a bank. I mean, how did it get on top of a bank other than being able to fly? It does look like it's in pretty good condition as well, and perhaps these modifications were done by the Institute. Like we said, the Institute are meant to be top-notch intellectuals creating things such as androids, so you'd expect they'd take their technological pursuits pretty seriously, and not just sit there playing with fake humans. And that's about it on the Institute. Thanks heaps for watching, and remember to subscribe for more Fallout 4 discussion, because we've got plenty coming your way up until the release of Fallout 4, which is going to be amazing, and of course we'll have even more Fallout 4 guides and builds after the game comes out. My name is Michael, social media links are in the description, and we'll see you very soon.